There's a specific kind of weird you feel the first time you watch a robot blink at you, tilt its head, and say something coherent. Not fear exactly, more like your brain buffering before it knows how to react. That feeling has a name. The uncanny valley. The robots in this list live right in the middle of it. Some are so convincingly human that people online genuinely can't believe what they are looking at. And today, I'm looking through 5 of the most human-looking female humanoid robots ever built, and not just the most famous, but the ones genuinely pushing the line between machine and person. I find this stuff fascinating, not scary. What these engineers are doing is extraordinary, so let's get into it. First up is Erica. Erica was developed jointly by Professor Hiroshi Ishiguro's team at Osaka University, ATR, and Kyoto University. Ishiguro called her the most beautiful and intelligent android in the world. She was designed to look like a 23-year-old Japanese European descent, and her face was engineered using composite images of what the researchers considered ideal female features. Erica has 19 pneumatic actuators in her face and torso, and up to 46 micromotor-driven control points across her full expression range. She doesn't walk independently, but her upper body and speech are something else. She uses an 8-degree of freedom eye system with 3D visual tracking. When you talk to her, she actually looks at you. She tilts her head while listening and shifts her gaze when she's processing. That's responsive behavior, not pre-scripted looping. Her real-world resume is wild. She served as a news anchor for Japanese broadcasting. She acted in a science fiction short film. She was deployed as a customer consultant at a major Japanese bank. She served as a multilingual reception robot at the G20 summit in Osaka, adjusting etiquette based on guests' cultural backgrounds, handshakes for Western visitors, bows for Japanese ones, and so on. By 2024, an Erica 2.0 plan was announced to move her into broader public deployment. In my opinion, she is one of the most complete social robots ever built. Now next up is Sophia, and you know Sophia. She's the Hanson Robotics robot that became the public face of modern AI, and she's been doing that job since 2016. Her creator, Dr. David Hanson, started his career as a sculptor at Disney Imagineering before inventing Frubber, short for flesh rubber. It's a patented elastic polymer that sits over a monitor framework and mimics how human skin moves. The result? A face capable of 60 distinct expressions. Her appearance was partly modeled on Audrey Hepburn and Hanson's wife. Cameras in both eyes, AI drawing from OpenCog and SingularityNet, and a public profile that nothing else in robotics touches. She appeared on 60 Minutes, The Tonight Show, and addressed the United Nations. In October 2017, she became the first robot in history to receive citizenship from any country, Saudi Arabia to be specific. Hanson said he was surprised. The citizenship is symbolic with, well, no real legal weight, and it's been criticized as a pure stunt, but fair enough. But the global conversation is launched about AI rights and personhood hasn't stopped since. The tension around Sophia is what I find most interesting. Researchers like Jan LeCun have called her capabilities overhyped, and they have a point. Her conversational AI isn't as sophisticated as it looks on stage, but the engineering behind Frubber, her expression system, and Hanson's 2-decade project is real. As a technology demonstrator and public engagement tool, she is simply unmatched. Now next up is Aria, and Aria is Realbotix' flagship humanoid, and she represents something different from the rest of the list. She's not a research platform on a media project. She's a commercial product. Every design decision is built around real-world deployment. At CES 2025, she demonstrated motion tracking, spatial awareness, and emotional AI. Then at CES 2026, she joined the Realbotix board of directors as what the company calls the world's first AI robot board advisor, pulling over 4 billion global media impressions. I don't know what to do with that sentence, but here we are. Aria runs on 17 facial monitors with 17 degrees of freedom, producing detailed micro-expressions. Cameras inside her eyes handle face tracking and emotion recognition. In mid-2025, Realbotix added multilingual support. She now communicates in 15 core languages and over 147 dialects in real time. A full unit costs around $175,000, and a head-only version starts at $10,000, and she moves on a wheeled base rather than legs, something Realbotix has been upfront from day one. She's deployed in airports, hospitals, and shopping malls, with elderly care as the key target. What I respect about Aria is the transparency. The company is honest about her limits while consistently improving her social capabilities, and that combination makes her one of the most commercially credible humanoids in the field right now. Now, next up is Eva, and she comes from Robinova, and she's designed around a concept that most humanoids don't attempt: physical emotional awareness. She's not just trying to look human, she's trying to feel human in a tactile sense. Eva features a 3-layered composite skin system that does 2 specific things. It maintains a stable human-like body temperature, and it detects pressure and touch so she can register physical contact and respond to it. Most engineers in this space focus on the face and movement. Robinova asked a harder question: what would it take for a person to feel genuinely comfortable making physical contact with a robot? That's a design philosophy question as much as an engineering one, and I think it's going to matter a lot more as humanoids move into care and companionship roles. Eva is the most deliberate answer to that question I've ever seen. And then there's Moya. Unveiled in January 2026 by Shanghai startup DroidUp at the Zhangjiang Robotics Valley, she went viral worldwide within days. DroidUp describes her as the world's first fully biomimetic embodied intelligent robot. This means that she is designed to perceive, reason, and act in the real world, not just look pretty standing still. Moya stands at 1.65 meters tall and weighs 32 kilograms, putting her right in average human-female proportions. Her walking gait has been measured at 92% human-like accuracy. The skeleton underneath reportedly descends from a platform that won bronze at the world's first robot half marathon in Beijing in April 2025. Cameras sit behind her eyes, enabling real-time face tracking and micro-expression responses, and her skin is engineered to stay between 32 and 36 degrees Celsius, essentially human body temperature. She feels warm when you touch her. DroidUp founder Li Qingdu put it directly: a robot that truly serves human life should be warm. Public reaction was split immediately. Some people were genuinely amazed, others said she looked like a walking ghost. The uncanny valley response was intense, but here's my read on it. You don't get the uncanny valley effect from something that looks like a machine. You only get it with something is close enough to human that your brain doesn't quite know how to categorize it. That's actually the goal. Moya is expected to launch commercially in late 2026 at around $173,000, aimed at healthcare, education, and public service environments. Now, every robot on this list is attacking the same problem from a slightly different angle. How do you build a machine that humans can genuinely relate to? Some go after the face, some go after the movement, some go after the skin, temperature, and touch, some go after language and emotional intelligence. The best ones, and for me that's Erica, Aria, and Moya that lead that group, try to tackle several of these simultaneously. I honestly believe that within the next decade, you're going to encounter a robot in a hospital or an airport and have a half second of genuine uncertainty. Not because the robot will be perfect, but because the people building these things are relentless, and the gap between machine and human closes a little more every year. This might unsettle some people. Personally, I think it's one of the most remarkable things our species has ever attempted. But the fact that we're playing God does seem kinda scary, as what if we manage to create synthetic life that is superior to our own? Be sure to tell me your thoughts on this dilemma in the comment section down below.